Have you ever heard the story of a boy born from a giant peach? It sounds strange, right? But this is the tale of MOMOTARO, one of Japan's most beloved heroes. Let's travel back in time to ancient Japan and uncover his incredible story. Our story begins in a quiet little village, nestled by a clear, flowing river. Here lived an old man and an old woman. They were kind and hardworking, but their hearts were heavy with one sadness. They had no children. Every day, the old man went to the mountains to cut firewood, and the old woman went to the river to wash clothes. They wished and prayed for a child to brighten their lives. One sunny morning, as the old woman was washing clothes by the riverbank, she saw something extraordinary. Floating gently down the stream was an enormous peach, bigger than any she had ever seen. It bobbed along, glowing with a soft, warm light. Curious and amazed, she waded into the water and managed to pull the giant peach to shore. She thought, "What a wonderful gift to share with my husband." She struggled to carry the heavy peach all the way home. When her husband returned from the mountains, his eyes widened in surprise. He had never seen such a magnificent fruit. They decided to cut it open for their dinner. But just as the old man raised his knife, the peach split open on its own, and to their complete astonishment, out tumbled a healthy, crying baby boy. The old couple was overjoyed. They believed the heavens had finally answered their prayers. Since he came from a peach, or momo in Japanese, they named him Momo, which means peach boy. They showered him with love and affection, raising him as their own son. MOMOTARO grew up eating hearty meals and playing in the fresh mountain air. With each passing year, he grew stronger, kinder, and more courageous than any other boy in the village. By the time MOMOTARO turned 15, he was a fine young man, known for his incredible strength and brave heart. But a dark shadow loomed over the peaceful land. Tales of terror spread from village to village about a band of wicked oni, or demons, who lived on a distant island called Ani. These monstrous creatures would raid the mainland, stealing treasure, destroying homes, and carrying people away. Everyone lived in constant fear. Hearing these stories, MOMOTARO's heart filled with a sense of duty. He couldn't stand by while innocent people suffered. He went to his elderly parents and declared, "Father, Mother, I am going to Ani. I will defeat the Oni and bring peace back to our land." His parents were worried, but they were also incredibly proud of their son's bravery. They knew they couldn't stop him. His mother lovingly prepared a special kind of food for his long journey. Kibi dango, which are delicious. Mila dumplings. She packed them in a pouch for him. His father gave him a sharp, gleaming katana sword and a set of armor. With their blessings and a tearful goodbye, MOMOTARO set off on his heroic quest. As he walked along the road, a spotted dog came up to him, barking. "Woof, MOMOTARO." "Where are you going?" the dog asked. MOMOTARO was surprised the dog could talk, but he replied, "I am going to Onigashima to fight the Oni." The dog's tail wagged. "That sounds like a grand adventure. If you give me one of those delicious-smelling dumplings from your pouch, I will go with you. I have a keen sense of smell and can track any demon." MOMOTARO smiled and said, "Of course. You can have a dumpling." "You will be a great help." He gave the dog a dumpling, and the dog became his first loyal companion. They continued their journey into the forest. Soon, they heard a chattering sound from the trees above. A clever monkey swung down from a branch. "You, MOMOTARO, what's that you're carrying?" the monkey asked, pointing at the pouch. "These are the best millet dumplings in all of Japan," MOMOTARO said proudly, "and I'm on my way to defeat the demons on Onigashima." The monkey's eyes lit up. "Demons, you say? I'm quick and I can climb anything. Give me a dumpling, and I'll use my agility to help you fight." MOMOTARO agreed. He shared a dumpling, and the monkey eagerly joined their group. Further on, as they neared the coast, a beautiful pheasant flew down and landed in their path. "Scree, MOMOTARO, I've heard of your noble quest," the pheasant called out. "My eyesight is sharper than any other creature's. I can be your scout and see the Oni from miles away. May I have a dumpling in return for my service?" MOMOTARO was happy to have another ally. "With pleasure," he said, handing a dumpling to the pheasant. And so, The team was complete. Momotaro, the peach boy, the loyal dog, the agile monkey, and the sharp-eyed peasant. Together, they found a boat and set sail across the vast, churning sea. The pheasant flew high above, guiding them through the treacherous waters and towards the dark, jagged shores of Onaga. As they approached, they could see the Oni's fortress, a fearsome castle with high walls and towering gates, perched atop a volcanic mountain. Smoke billowed from its peak, and the sounds of rough laughter and clanging metal echoed across the island. Under the cover of dusk, they landed silently. The pheasant scouted the fortress from above, finding a weak spot in the guard's patrol. The monkey, with his incredible climbing skills, scaled the fortress walls and opened the main gate from the inside. The dog used his sensitive nose to sniff out the Oni's main hall, where they were feasting and celebrating their latest raid. It was the perfect moment for a surprise attack. "Charge!" Momotaro yelled, bursting into the hole with his sword held high. The dog leaped forward, biting and snarling. The monkey scrambled along the rafters, dropping things on the demons' heads and causing chaos. The pheasant flew around, pecking at the Oni's eyes. The demons were caught completely off guard. They were huge and fearsome, with sharp horns and iron clubs, but they were no match for the coordinated attack of Momotaro and his animal friends. The leader of the Oni, a giant red demon, bellowed with rage and charged at Momotaro. Their battle was legendary. Swords clashed against iron clubs, sparks flying in the dark hall. The demon was immensely strong, but Momotaro was quicker and more skilled. With the help of his friends distracting the giant, Momotaro saw his opening. He dodged a mighty swing of the club and struck a final, decisive blow. The great Oni leader fell to his knees, defeated. Seeing their leader fall, the rest of the demons lost their will to fight. They threw down their weapons and surrendered. "We give up," they cried. "Please, spare our lives. We will return all the treasure we have stolen, and we promise we will never terrorize humans again." True to his word, Momotaro spared them. The Oni loaded his boat with all the stolen treasures, gold, jewels, and precious silks. They bowed low as Momotaro and his friends prepared to leave, promising to live peacefully from that day on. The journey home was triumphant. When Momotaro arrived back in his village, everyone came out to celebrate. They cheered for the brave Peach Boy and his amazing animal companions who had freed them from the terror of the Oni. Momotaro returned the stolen treasures to their rightful owners, and the land was filled with joy and relief. He went back to his little house by the river, where his elderly parents greeted him with tears of pride and happiness. Momotaro, the dog, the monkey, and the pheasant all lived together with the old couple. Their home was filled with laughter, and they lived long, peaceful, and happy lives. And so, the story of Momotaro, the boy born from a peach, became a legend, passed down through generations, a timeless tale of how courage. Thanks for watching this incredible story unfold with me. If you enjoyed this journey into Japanese folklore, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more amazing tales from around the world. See you next time.